Hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Today we have game number 2 between LiquidHerO and MindfreakTargA. If you have not seen game number 1, go ahead and check that out by clicking on the annotation below. But if you're still around, I'm going to assume you have, and of course I will also mention that this is from Dreamhack Valencia, round of 8. So let's go ahead and jump in and introduce these players who are going to be competing in this best of 3 format. Spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of Ohana, we have the red Zerg player representing Team Mindfreak, and he is going to be MindfreakTargA. He is the Norwegian Zerg, currently down 0-1 in this best of 3 series, and we're going to see what he's going to be able to do to come back into this game. This is definitely going to be a breakout tournament for him if he can somehow manage to go on and defeat his opponent. Spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner of Ohana as the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, the foreign team. He's going to be the Korean Protoss player Hero. He is fighting for his Dreamhack career, or at least this tournament career life, as both of these players are. But Hero definitely has a lot to gain from winning this again. He's won one of the previous Dreamhacks, and he's looking to win another one. He needs to beat his opponent to advance on to those semi-finals. We're going to see if he can do it. He is currently up 1-0. What's his plan when he only has to win one more game? And again, his name is LiquidHerO, just because it felt natural right there. Anyways, we did see in that last game LiquidHerO going for that really high committal cannoning over at the 3rd expansion of Targa. We're going to see if he's going to go for that again. We do see a pretty normal looking spawning pool coming out of Targa, and a pretty normal looking probe out of Hero. And of course, going for that Forge Fast expansion. Oh, it looks like he's actually going to go to the Nexus first. A slight deviation from that last game, but honestly, you know, I never feel like the game gets changed too much whether or not the Protoss player decides to go for a Nexus first versus a Forge first expansion. We do see, oh my god, this probe is being so annoying, but he has to be so careful with that. Look at that great control. Hero keeping that probe alive, even though it is down to just 1 hit point. The luckiest probe in the world, as a, you know, Hero has pretty good micro. But of course, Targa also pretty good at being able to get down that hatchery eventually without even really needing that spawning pool. So getting some great hits off on Hero's probe. Now we do see Hero's probe being awfully sneaky. You know, a lesser, maybe in Silver League or Gold League, you might see a player drop a pylon over here and start cannoning over this way. But you know, Hero is not going to be doing that, as he knows his opponent is quite a bit better than that. So he's probably just going to go ahead and chill, and this Zerg is going to go ahead and probably scout out that probe. Oh my god, I don't think he's actually going to see it. That's actually a really nice placement. Oh, the probe does move around and moves into the Zergling's vision range. And in the meanwhile, behind all this, the cannon going up, the gateway going up, and we're going to go ahead and pick away at that overload. And of course, the gas geyser going down for Hero, and that's going to allow him to start mining some of that gas, so he can eventually get warp gate technology. That's so important. But actually, a really interesting note is that in this game, LiquidHerO just does not have a probe out on the map. You can see his vision range is basically just over at the Zelmanga Watcher, and by out on the map, I mean over by his opponent's base. As you do see, you know, there are a couple of Zerglings that did pop out, and that's definitely going to help Targa get some of that map control, especially if this Zergling goes ahead and picks away at, this probe over here. Of course, Hero, being quite aware, is going to go ahead and pull that probe back. But that doesn't mean that no easily planted down proxy pylons are going to go down, as it can be very difficult. Oh, but actually Hero sneaking away that probe at the last second, right before that Zergling goes ahead and pokes over at the front. And I was going to say, if a couple of those Zerglings just poke away at that front over here, it can be so difficult to get a probe out on the map, just because as soon as a probe tries to leave, then you know that those Zerglings will just go ahead and start trying to pick away at that probe, and just that probe just can't go ahead and plant down those proxy pylons it wants to. But of course, Overlord does actually see this probe. We're going to see if whether or not Targa actually picked up on that, if he's going to go ahead and send a Zergling over there. It looks like he did, so really nice minimap awareness from Targa. And in the meanwhile, we see still no gas geysers taken from Targa, and would like to be seeing him take some of those gas geysers in the near future, maybe in the next minute or so, as definitely going to help him get up to that lair deck, and as well as get those roaches out to deal with any kind of aggression. We do finally see, oh, actually, did he have a gas geyser down? No, okay, yeah, it looks like he's just now throwing down that roach horn, and going to be going up to about 3 gas geysers And of course, that's going to allow him to get just defensive roaches, I believe. I don't think he's going to be doing anything super all-in-ish off of just those 3 gas guys. So we can even see he's continuing to produce drones. He's up to about 47 to 37 if Hero. But of course, you know, Hero is going to be producing 2 probes at a time. We're going to wait and see whether or not Hero is going to go for some kind of big 2-base pressure play. We do see a couple of those gateways finishing up. That's going to put his gateway count up to actually 5, so we might be seeing some kind of gateway aggression over here, and at the same time sticking around on 3 gas geysers for quite a bit of time before taking that 4th gas geyser. Kind of interesting play. We do see even a proxy pilot and managed to sneak its way over there, and we do see even a zealot and a stalker moving across the map. This might be just a little bit of light aggression off those 5 gateways. And then behind it, he's probably going to be getting some kind of tech or even potentially grabbing a 3rd expansion. We're going to wait and see if that's actually the plan. We do see a couple of stalkers making their way over to the 3rd, but the Zergling actually scouts out these stalkers. He's going to know exactly what's up. He's going to go ahead and rally all those roaches and Zerglings that he was making to prepare for that 10-minute push. And oh my god, this push is actually hitting at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. That's actually quite early, and now we do see the Zerglings actually getting a great surround on a couple of those stalkers, but these stalkers are going to be able to do some of that hit and retreat micro, and that's going to allow them to get some nice pot shots off on those Zerglings, but they have to be very careful as on that creep, those Zerglings are going to be much faster than those Stalkers, and we do see a couple of Zealots being worked in. I really like that decision from Hero. It's going to help out a lot against these Zerglings, but at the same time, we do see quite a few roaches popping out for TarGA. TarGA is definitely going to be coming out into a very nice defensive position in this aggression, but we're going to have to wait and see if he overproduces, and that's really going to be the key thing that Hero's going to be trying to force TarGA to do, to overproduce these roaches, and really he's not trying to end the game over here, just trying to do as much damage as possible. We do see that these roaches are doing a really nice job as the Hero kind of overextended himself, went a little bit too far on that creep, and ended up losing quite a few of those stalkers. Now these Zealots, you know, do some good damage to those roaches, but at the same time, look at this stalker count is starting to dwindle, and what does Hero have back at home? He has a robotics facility building, no 3rd on the way just quite yet, and of course TarGA knows it, so you know TarGA's going to be feeling to be in a pretty comfortable position, I have to say. I feel like Hero kind of tried to do a bit of aggression, but it really just, he did not do as much damage as he needed to. He needed to maybe try and get a little bit closer over here, start picking up a couple of drones, maybe get a better angle on TarGA's army, but honestly I just feel like Hero went for a bit of a risky play, saying, I hope that my opponent is not properly prepared for this, and you know, his opponent was properly prepared for it, so it ended up not working out. We do see the army of TarGA just doing a little bit of a poking around, and Hero dropping down that pylon, does not want to have Zerglings somehow getting some kind of run by into the main, and in the meanwhile behind it, we do see a Twilight Council finishing up with that blink starting, and of course an additional, or I guess not additional, but the initial Immortal being popped out in just a little bit. So Hero's going to be looking to transition, also knocking down those rocks to try and take that 3rd, but oh man, Hero's going to be in a bit of a rough situation, as we can see, you know, TarGA, after all of this giant, or you know, attempted aggression, I won't say giant aggression, just attempted aggression out of Hero, you know, Hero's going to be in a very defensive position, so that does mean that TarGA is just free to go ahead and tech up and drone up as he so chooses to, you know, as he pleases. So he's going to feel pretty comfortable. He's going to go ahead and power those drones up. He's going to be up to 74 in just a second, and oh man, that's going to be a very, very nice drone count. Would like to actually see him maybe go ahead and think about taking a 4th sometime in the near future as well. But behind this, what does Hero have? Hero is kind of behind on tech. Yes, he started to get a couple of those Immortals on. By a couple, I mean just one. It looks like he stopped Immortal production for a little while, and he's getting out that blink, but really he doesn't have any kind of Colossus. He doesn't have a ridiculously high Immortal count. He's also only just recently warped in those sentries, now starting to build up that energy, of course, and he will have full energy soon. But, I mean, he just is lacking a little bit in that tech, and also his 3rd expansion is not even finished yet. So TarGA really just holding a very, very strong advantage in this game, and we're going to see what Hero is able to do to come back in this game. As, you know, the ball's kind of in his court. He has to make something happen if he wants to come back in this game. As we can see, TarGA's content to just kind of sit back, take his 4th expansion, get up that infestation pick, get out those infestors, get up his upgrades, and yeah, that's pretty much going to be TarGA's goal, and we're going to see what exactly Hero's up to. He's getting those +2 weapons upgrades, and already has the +1 armor finished, as well as the +1 weapons, of course. And he's going to go ahead and try and secure this 3rd expansion. I'm really curious to see whether or not he's going to drop a robotics bay, support bay, anytime in the near future, as I feel like maybe Colossus would be not the worst choice in the world right now, but of course, it's going to be a little bit difficult just because, you know, that will delay any kind of push that he would like to do for a while. And like I said, you know, Targa is content to just sit back, and, you know, the longer that Hero allows Targa to just mass up and build up, the more difficult it's going to be for Hero to come back in this game, as, you know, Targa is benefiting off of an economy, and the economy, as it booms a little bit, it's going to boom further and further, and it's just going to get exponentially further ahead. Now, we do see actually Targa going to be putting on a bit of aggression with that 200 max army. Might actually just be waiting for that +1 Carapace or armor upgrade, and that's definitely going to help out a little bit. He does have that +1 melee upgrade, which is kind of interesting. He does have quite a few Zerglings, but we do see him kind of coming in. He's going to have 3 or so Infestors, and he might be able to do some good damage. A lot of the Zerglings actually getting in quite close on the army of LiquidHerO, but the forces are pretty freaking great. These Roaches are going to be just picking away at that wall off of LiquidHerO, but in the meanwhile, he's losing quite a few, and a lot of infested Terrans actually being thrown down rather than fungal growth. So kind of interesting decision, but look at these Zerglings. They're actually getting a nice little run around all those Zealots, and now we do see they're going to make their way over to the Immortals. The Roaches are going to be able to come in just a second as all of the sentries have gone down, and now the Immortals are going to be quite exposed, as well as these Stalkers. Another Immortal popping out. That's definitely going to be very, very, very useful, but these Infestors are so low on energy, and oh my god, I think the Hero is going to fend off this aggression for now, and he does actually have Blink completed. Is he going to go ahead and blink over on those Infestors? There he goes. 1 Infestor goes down, 2 Infestors go down, 3 Infestors go down, 4 Infestors go down, and 5 Infestors go down. Wow, a great pick off from LiquidHerO as he just comes out so well in that engagement. But, you know, look at the supply differential right now. LiquidHerO still lost quite a bit in that engagement. Though he kept alive a lot of those very important Immortals, he ended up losing all of his sentries. His Stalker count was greatly reduced. And behind all of this, we can see that the Spire and the Hive are being produced for Targa. Just kind of threw down right after that engagement. So, you know, Hero's going to be able to hit some kind of timing if Targa's not careful. But we do see, oh my god, an amazing fungal growth. He might actually, if he's able to chain that, he'll be able to do an insane amount of damage to those sentries. But no, we don't see a couple of Roaches are actually getting in quite close on all of those sentries. And oh my god, all of these probes are also going to go down at the same time. This is a huge engagement, and this is going so well for Targa, and I think that Hero is going to be on the retreat right now, and he is just so low on that probe count, down to just 45 probes, and now we see those Immortals are just not able to deal with those Zerglings. Oh my god, Zerglings and Zealots. There are no more Zealots alive, but the Immortals are doing a good job. They're just not good enough, and the probes had to come out to try and take the damage, which is not enough. And now with these reinforcing waves of units coming in, I just don't think that LiquidHerO is going to be able to hold up, and I think that Targa is going to even up this game. There's the GG. Great game from Targa, really just knowing how to press that advantage once he gets it in that early game after holding off that aggression from Hero over that third earlier on. And really just pressing that advantage, making sure that LiquidHerO is not able to cut any kind of corners. And, you know, we saw that LiquidHerO really wasn't cutting too many corners, as he was kind of slow on that tech up until the end of that big first wave of aggression from Targa. You know, it went pretty well for Hero, but then after that, he started to get a little bit greedy, started to just continuously getting up all that probe count, trying to get up that robotic facility, and also getting up that Templar archives. So it's, I mean, Targa was just able to punish him after having that booming economy and just really pressing that advantage. There's nothing else to say over there. But anyways, that's enough out of that. Sorry, wow, that game was pretty awesome. I started stumbling over my words toward the end of that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please go ahead and leave a comment below, and also like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, beyond that, we're going to go ahead and jump into game number 3. There should be an annotation in the bottom right-hand corner to go ahead and take you over that. So, I will see you guys